This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 10, and it reads to the Holy Scriptures. Beat your plowshares on the swords and the pointy hooks into spears, and let the weak say, I'm strong. And this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and it reads, And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must first come to pass, but the end is not yet. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Bokar Kadash. Shalom to the elders for preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered in four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And I say shalom to the Akim out there. And this is a sit-down lesson that I want to bring out from RT.com as of July the 27th, 2023, and it reads, it says, India developing its own long-range air defense system. As New Delhi strives for self-reliance in the military space, it's eyeing an indigenous SR-400 missile system to counter Beijing and Islamabad. I believe Islamabad's like Pakistan. And it says India is working on a $2.5 billion project. And keep this in mind, I believe, I'll say like a couple of months ago, because I've been mentioning numerous of times when India recently purchased the, I believe, a supersonic missiles as well too. So I just want to add an additional note to that. But continuing on, it says India is working on a $2.5 billion project to develop an indigenous air defense system that could neutralize enemy aircraft and missiles at a distance of 400 kilometers and 248 miles. The ANI news agency has reported, citing Ministry of Defense source. At the moment, both India and its neighbor China have SR-400 advanced air defense systems supplied by Russia. I remember I spoke about that a while back, a couple of months ago as well too. And it says the three-layer long-range surface-to-air missile, the SAM defense system, which being developed by India, will have the ability to square down enemy aircraft and missiles at a 400-kilometer range, the report says. Nothing that the Defense Ministry is likely to soon greenlight the project. It says if implemented successfully, India could join an elite group of countries such as the US, Russia, the UK, France, Israel, and China, who have indigenous missile capabilities to destroy enemy assets in the air from long distance range. India is looking to deploy the SRAAM defense system against its nuclear-armed neighbor Pakistan and China to further solidify its border. The indigenous missile system proposed 3 layers of surface-to-air missile will allow to hit enemy targets at various range with both speed and accuracy. The development comes just a year and a half after Russia delivered the first squadron of SR-400 long-range surface-to-air missile defense system to India. Despite amount pressure from the United States so far, India has received 3 squadrons of SR-400 air defense systems under a $5.43 billion deal with Russia was signed in 2018. Russia delivered the first 2 systems to India in December of 2021 and April of 2022, respectively, and the third supplied to earlier March this year. Remaining in the squadron are expected to reach India by the end of the year or early 2024. Early this year, reports suggested that the deliveries was constrained by payment issues relating to the U.S.-led Western sanctions against Russia. Right, because that's why the nations are turning away from the American dollar, and that's why you have other nations are doing different types of form of economics so they can escape and slide away from the sanctions that the United States have on Russia and China and Iran and North Korea and other countries that other nations can potentially do a partnership with other countries besides the United States and Western civilization. But continuing on, it says the Alexander Makayev, if I pronounce his name right, CEO of Russia's state arms sales, Rosaboros Import earlier told TASS that the company was successfully implementing the contract on the delivery of the SR-400 air defense system to India. The SR-400 system was deployed to India northwest state of Punjab to migrate air threats from China and Pakistan. The second system was deployed to the northeastern region of the country, known as the Chicken Neck in West Bengal of India. The third squadron has been deployed to the western Rajasthan region along Pakistan Sindh province. It says China too has required the SR-400 defense system from Russia. In fact, the foreign buyer of the weapon back in 2014. Meanwhile, Beijing has also developed an Indonesian version of the surface-to-air missile called the HQ-9 family, which was built along the lines of the Soviet-era S-300. However, it has a maximum engagement range along 200 kilometers. China has sold these systems to Pakistan. And it says the air defense promise previously received boosts from the indigenous mid-range surface-to-air missile MRSAM program developed by the state-run Defense Research Development, the organization in collaboration with Israel. The system was successfully tested last year, though the MRSAM is modeled on the Israeli Barak 8 missile. It was certain technological tweaks in line with New Delhi's push to indigenization of its defense technology. The MRSAM has an estimated range of 770 kilometers, 43 miles, and a maximum of the speed of Mach 2, which is twice the speed of sound. Bring those scriptures out again once more. And this is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 10. Beat your plowshares and the swells and the pointy hooks at the spears, and let the weak say I'm strong. And this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must first come to pass, but the end is not yet. Matthew 24 and verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. So with that, hopefully this sit-down lesson was edifying of the reading of this news article and breaking the scriptures out pertaining to this news article from RT.com as of July the 27th, 2023. As it says again, India developing its own long-range air defense system, according to media reports. So with that, hopefully this lesson was edifying. Like I mentioned again, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Akarkadash. Shalom to the elders for preaching word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through four corners of the globe, preaching word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And until next time, I'll say shalom. That was a birthday.